Hello everyone, so this video is talking about cover letters, what they are and what to include in them and why we write them. So first off, let's talk about the purpose of a cover letter. So a cover letter is something that you write to a potential employer or someone that's going to be interviewing you. And the purpose is to fill in holes that your resume may not have covered. This is a way for you to kind of emphasize certain things that you've talked about in your resume and to add a little bit more detail that your interviewer might be interested in. It also allows the interviewer to see your writing style. Writing is a very important thing in any job, and employers are always interested to see how well you communicate. And you want to make sure that you have effective writing style with your grammar, your spelling, your sentence syntax, all of that stuff. So you want to make sure that you have an effective writing style. They're also a chance for you to kind of brag on yourself. So this is a chance for you to kind of show where you shine and tell your future employer that you are perfect for this job and tell them what specific skills and talents that you have. It's a chance for you to communicate with the interviewer in a letter format. And of course, the most important thing, it's the most professional thing for you to do when you apply for a job. Not only do you include your resume, but you always want to include a cover letter. It's just kind of the peak of professionalism and always kind of expected in any job. The format of your cover letter is going to be business letter block style. If you look in the folder for your senior portfolio resources, you'll see a link for business letter format, and so you want to use that business letter format to a T. This is kind of what it looks like. I'm going to pull up an example here. So this is a letter that I actually wrote to Mr. Howell, who was the principal here a few years ago, when I applied for the job here at Ashe County High School. So you can see here the way that it's formatted is block style, which means you've got different blocks of information. Block, 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 okay? And it's all left aligned. So notice that the paragraphs do not have any indentations and it's all single spaced. The first thing that you want to include is your address at the top, okay? You also want to include an email address. In this age of electronic communication, you always want to have an email address for your interviewer to get back to you. Include the date that you wrote the letter. Include the person that you're writing to and their address. And then here's your salutation. You always want to put Dear Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so. If you don't know their real name, or their full name, just put To Whom It May Concern. Notice here that you want to have a colon instead of a comma. Okay, so that's business letter format. Notice that within or between each block you have one space between each thing. Okay, one space, one space, one space between paragraphs, one space at the end, and down here at the bottom you put 4 spaces between your conclusion and your name. This space right here is where you will sign your name. Okay, and we'll go back to that in just a little bit. So one thing you want to make sure you do is keep it under 1 page. You never really want to get it too long. You don't want to ramble on and have too much information. You want it to be short and sweet and to the point, so keep it under a page. If you have too much information that you need to include, you can always change the font size, but don't make it too small so that your interviewer can't read it. Notice in this one, I think my font size is 11 because I had a few things I wanted to include to keep it to 1 page. So do what you need to do, but just make sure that it's small enough or large enough that they can read it, okay? Okay, the content of your letter. So this is, of course, the most important thing. Your cover letter, the intent of your cover letter is to, first of all, convey your enthusiasm for the job. You want to make sure that your interviewer knows that you are really interested in the job, and not only that, that you are passionate about whatever that job might entail. Okay? You list your qualifications. So you want to make sure that your interviewer knows that you are qualified for the job and the right person for the job, whatever that may be, whether that's a specific college degree, a specific training, whatever that may be. Make sure you include it and then go into a little bit of detail. Of course, your resume probably listed your qualifications, but again, this is the place in your cover letter where you kind of go into a little more detail. about your qualifications. You want to include any skills or talents that make you right for the job, and this is specific. So in my cover letter, I went into a little bit of detail about, let's see, passion for teaching students, enthusiasm for finding new ideas, exciting projects, current research methods, and what my future plans are. Now, these are the kinds of things that you don't include in your resume. So this is why a cover letter is so important. This is where you kind of brag on your skills and your talents and where you think you really shine, okay? Your conclusion needs to be a plea for a meeting or an interview. So at the very end, you want to say, thank you for considering me. I hope that I can speak to you later on to discuss this position. In mine, I put, it is my hope that sometime soon I will be able to sit down with you and discuss my potential future in Ashe County. Please take the time to peruse my enclosed resume. Thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you soon. So you kind of put the ball in their court. You've done your part to contact them first. It's in their court to contact you and respond, okay? And notice that I put, take the time to peruse my enclosed resume, and then down here at the bottom, you include this word enclosure to make sure they know that there's something else they need to look at. And yeah, so that's exactly what I just said. So make sure you put that after your name on your resume, okay? So again, cover letters are very, very important for maintaining a professional viewpoint in how you present yourself. You always want to make sure to include that with your resume, even if you're applying for a fast food job. It's just the right thing to do. It's the best thing to do to get the job and seem professional in anything that you do, okay? For this specific activity and for this project, your cover letter is going to kind of stretch the truth a little bit. You are writing this letter for the job you hope to get after whatever training you do, whatever you want to do after college, after the military, after whatever. So you may have to kind of stretch the truth a little bit and say, I've already gotten my degree at this college, or I've already completed training for this job. Whatever the path for your career needs to take, that's kind of what you need to include in your resume. Okay, so for this one, you will need to stretch the truth a little bit. For the resume that you're doing, you need to keep that as true as can be. Okay? Y'all let me know if you have any questions on this, okay?